Okay, y'all check this out. Y'all check this out. On this day, I was argumentative with this Sergeant Yealy or Sergeant Yelly. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. After his young deputy came to my house and assaulted and accosted me and harassed me because I was feeding my cat, and I told him twice and he just wanted to continue, and he called a sergeant out here. The sergeant came. I said, "Sergeant, I'm feeding the cat that's been living under my house for years." I told him 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. I don't know, but I know it's been there for years. I know now after looking at the records it's been there at least 3, because I know where that cat came from. But at any rate, I've been feeding this cat, and I told him so. He said, "That's against the law." So I said, "Man, you're a hypocrite." I said, "There's no sacrifice left for your sin." I started praying in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit that he be damned to hell. So he told me how he's an ordained minister. "Okay, you better watch out who you talk to like that." I say, "Yeah, why is that?" He say, "Because some of us might be an ordained minister," because he thought I was just going to back down and be a little pussy. No, sir. No, sir. At any rate, I called him a hypocrite and all that good stuff, and you was preaching on him. And then I told him, I said, "Show me the law. I want you to show me the law. Show me the written law that it's against the law for me to feed the cat that's been living under my house for years." I told him that. He said, "I'm fixing to show you the law." He said, "I'm fixing to show you the law." I said, "Okay." So I waited like 15 minutes. 15 minutes went by. He was looking up on his computer and doing all this stuff. Then he was looking up on his phone and doing all this stuff. The man never showed me the law. I know why he never showed me the law, because he knew I had ignorance of the law, and he wanted to use my ignorance of the law and my ignorance of this city ordinance to harass me. Well, I've looked up the law. I'm 100% for sure. As soon as I told that first deputy I am at feeding my cat at my house, which he should know all the laws, that's not my job to, but as soon as I told him so, I knew I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I knew I had committed no crimes. Leave me alone. All right then. But that ain't what happened. Even the Sergeant Yelly or Yilly, he could not use the law and show it to me right there in the field, because he's knowing right there it says I got to have 4 more, because this is what he was actually charging me with, was feeding a feral cat, because he used those words on me. I didn't even know feral cat. To me, it's just a freaking wild cat belongs to God. Okay? But nonetheless, on this day, I did in fact tell him to show me the law, and he sat there and held me for several minutes, looking everything up on his computer. He never ever once showed me the law, because he looked at the law and he read it, and he knew my ignorance of the law would allow him the right to harass me. And I got news for everybody. Had he had this ordinance in court, he could have just highlighted a few things and convinced me real easy, but I sat here and studied it. Now, see, that's where he made his mistake. He should have took me into court and had this, because he would have convinced me real easy that I was wrong. But now I know 100% for sure I was right. I was at my home, my homestead, feeding my cat in front of my house. Yes, I walked it off of the private property across the street in front of my house. But nowhere in the ordinance does it say that I can't take my animal and walk it down the street with me, stop, and feed my animal on the side of the road. Nowhere does it say that. Huh? Yeah. But all right. At any rate, I just wanted everybody to know that I did in fact tell that sergeant to show me the law, which he did not. He looked it up in his car, but he didn't show it to me because he thought I was smart enough to catch it real quick. But if he'd have showed it to me right then, I would have probably been apologetic and said, "You know what, dude, you got me beat." But now I've had time to actually study the law. Even when I first read it, I didn't understand 4 more. It took me a while to understand that. He could have used that feral cat law. I mean, if he would have just showed it to me right there, he could have actually used his intelligence and his knowledge of things to have convinced me that I was wrong. But now after studying it, no sir, I know for sure, 100%, I was right. He was wrong. Yep. At any rate, y'all have a good day.